Let's now go to Georgia, where opening arguments began in the murder trial of the three white men accused of murdering Ahmaud Arbery. Disproportionate white jury is hearing the case 11-1. 11 whites, 1 African-American. Prosecutor Linda Dunikoski says the 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery was killed based on the defendant's assumptions, not on evidence that he was a burglar.
And what's difficult to see, what you just saw, was Travis McMichael raising up his shotgun. That Remington 12 gauge. For absolutely no reason, because where's Mr. Arbery? Look how far Mr. Arbery is. Mr. Arbery's under attack. He's being driven forward by Mr. Bryan in his pickup truck. He's running away from this pickup truck that's already tried to hit him 4 times toward the McMichaels.
Yet the defense said that no, they believe the burglary was taking place and they were simply trying to stop it.
Ahmaud Arbery face to face for the first time at Larry English's house, and then in Larry English's house. He's had a first-hand encounter. He knows that Ahmaud Arbery has been lurking around that house for no legitimate reason. Not authorized to be there. He's not working on the house, not doing anything but plundering around the house. He knows stuff has been stolen. It's probably the power. These things have a mind of their own.
Just want to make sure.
He knows stuff has been stolen because Larry English has told everybody that. He knows this guy has the audacity to go in the house despite knowing people are around and watching him. He knows he's possibly armed because he made that move to his left-hand pocket, waist. He has probable cause to believe a burglary has been committed.
Defense team is simple, and that is they want to use Georgia's Civil War era law of citizens' arrest to justify Arbery's killing. Now, it is a father and son, Greg and Travis McMichael. They armed themselves and pursued Arbery after spotting him running in their neighborhood. Their neighbor, William Roddie Bryan, joined the chase and recorded the cell phone video of Travis McMichael shooting Arbery at close range. This, Kelly, is going to be, again, first of all, you would think this is going to be a slam dunk for the prosecution, but the reality is you have these folks who believe in this stand your ground notion, and that could be very problematic when it goes to the jury. But I would dare say the prosecution has started off on a very good note.
I would think so, too, especially when you heard defense's opening statements about what their theory of the case is. Like you said, the antiquated law regarding how private citizens' arrest is concerned, I just don't think it'll hold much weight, if any, especially when you're using terminology that is actually catered and really reserved for law enforcement, such as probable cause and, things like that. I mean, you're talking about private citizens. Probable cause isn't necessarily applicable to private citizens. It's applicable to police and their rationale as to why they can engage in with a private citizen as opposed to private citizens engaging with other private citizens. The fact of the matter is, had they just minded their own business, Arbery would still be alive today. But another note that I just wanted to say, after looking at the footage of the trial today, and correct me if I'm wrong, I have yet to see a defense attorney for cases like this not be a white man. And I just feel like that's telling in cases like this, where the only representation that remotely can ascribe to that kind of rationale can get into the head of a defendant in cases such as this is white men. I have yet to see a white woman. I certainly haven't seen black men or black women or any other person of color or any other gender represent people like the defendants in this case, even Chauvin and the like. And I feel like that should show you just how biased the rationale is for a white man to engage with someone that he doesn't know simply because of the color of their skin.
You know, it is interesting to watch this play out, Ray Baker, because what they're trying to lay out, this whole idea that he was stealing, they have no evidence. They have no evidence that he stole anything. As the prosecutor said, they are assuming that's what led them to do what they did. They saw him and said, oh, we had burglaries, got to be him.
Yeah, I mean, I think the obvious point here is the belief in the inferiority of black people, right? And if we're thinking about whether or not justice will be adjudicated, again, we cannot apply reason or ration to this because white supremacy is irrational, yet it's still pervasive. Because the idea of the people of Glenn County will look at, the defense attorney is, I think, brilliant. And the reason I say that the defense attorney is brilliant is because the defense attorney is making this case and is saying this subtly. You don't trust black people either. You don't believe black people either. So will you put these folks who don't trust and don't believe black people, but had the audacity to take justice into their own hands in jail for doing what exactly you would do if you were in this position? And this is why when we get verdicts of not guilty and for things that, as Kelly accurately says, looks very, very obvious and guilty, we black folks should not be surprised because this is not an impartial jury that is weighing both sets of case facts as though they're all legitimate and then going to come to a reasonable or rational conclusion. We assume Americans are rational, but again, we know we live in a white supremacist nation and we know that white supremacy is irrational. So why would we ascribe rationality to a community of people who have built the bedrock of their human value on something that is irrational?
Michael.
You know, Roland, I've been covering this pretty much every day on my show, and the citizens arrest law that they're citing, they're using this as grounds for chasing Ahmaud down. It wasn't just from 1863 in Georgia. It was when Georgia was part of the Confederacy and had committed treason against the U.S., and the law was targeting runaway slaves running away from Georgia plantations to run behind Union lines. That's where the law originates from, 1863. Now, there have been, we know the law has been repealed since after Ahmaud's killing, but there have been exceptions in that law regarding business owners, retail, okay, things like this. But you have to have either witness a crime, witness a theft, or have some type of knowledge of a theft, okay? Reasonable knowledge of a theft. Here, they didn't have, there was no evidence that he stole anything, committed a crime, anything like this. So, and something very important in the opening statements that lead prosecutor Linda Dunikoski pointed out is that when they confronted Ahmaud, they didn't say citizen's arrest. They didn't say you're under arrest or anything like that. That wasn't said. So if you're claiming that you were making a citizen's arrest, why wouldn't you say citizen's arrest?
Folks, back to our Roland Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment.
Oh, that spin class was brutal. Well, you can try using the Buick's massaging seat. Ooh, yeah, that's nice.
Can I use Apple CarPlay to put some music on?
Sure, it's wireless.
Pick something we all like. Okay, hold on. What's your Buick's Wi-Fi password?
Buick Envision 2021.
Oh, you should pick something stronger. That's really predictable.
That's a really tight spot. Don't worry, I used to hate parallel parking.
Me too.
Hey.
Really outdid yourself.
Yes, we did.
The all-new Buick Envision, an SUV built around you. All of
time to be smart.
Roland Martin's doing this every day.
Oh, no punches!
Thank you, Roland Martin, for always giving voice to the issues.
Look for Roland Martin in the whirlwind, to quote Marcus Garvey again.
The video looks phenomenal, so I'm really excited to see it on my big screen.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
See, there's a difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
I got to defer to the brilliance of Dr. Carr and to the brilliance of the Black Star Network.
I am rolling with Roland all the way.
Honored to be on a show that you own. A black man owns the show.
Folks, Black Star Network is here.
I'm real revolutionary right now. Roland was amazing on there.
Hey, Black, I love y'all. I can't commend you enough about this platform.
that you've created for us to be able to share who we are, what we're doing in the world, and the impact that we're having.
Let's be smart. Bring your eyeballs home.
You can't be black-owned media and be scared.
You dig?